Welcome back to the 5th episode of the Cortado Pause, the podcast where I talk to former high-level athletes about life after sports, life during sports. Honestly, we just have a conversation over a cortado that they make and I rate. Today, we have a special guest. We have Jared Leheta with us. If you're from the generation of like 2000, 1999, 1998, you know Jared Leheta 100%. He had a fantastic youth career. He spent time playing in the States. He spent time playing youth sports. And we're gonna dive into his whole career. And fun fact, he was also my roommate, so we have some special stories to tell.
The good ones.
Jared, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to talk, to chat, something that subject that you brought up in these podcasts that really hit home to me. So I'm super down to be here, super down to chat, and I know it's therapy for you. Like you always say, like you don't care who neighbor listens, but it's much more present than we think. So I'm happy to contribute to that 100%.
Yeah, and also, in case you haven't noticed, we're in an entirely new setting. So we're actually at SoccerIQ in Laval. They're gonna sponsor our first Cortado Pause.
Very nice.
So that's pretty exciting, which we're gonna go do right now.
Let's go.
Let's go. Jared, you're the first one to have this industrial grade machine, so I'm expecting huge things.
Should be good.
I forgot the real Cortado glass, so we're using this as a placeholder. Unfortunately, I can't believe I forgot it.
It's all good. It'll make do with that. We're good. He's transparent. You'll see the coloring. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. So you work in a restaurant?
Yeah.
Yes. So you have experience making coffees?
So I have to admit, like at the beginning, I just know how to make like an espresso shot.
Okay.
And then as you start working, like a client orders a latte or a cappuccino, and then like you're like, what is that? What's the difference? And then you start learning. So I've learned a little bit.
But have you made a cortado before?
Yeah, half. So it's half
Okay,
espresso,
he knows.
half milk.
It's because he works at a fancy restaurant.
Yeah. So I should be okay. I'm getting better than John. That's for sure. But
everyone's better than John.
The bar is low.
I'm making cortados.
The bar is low, so let's
All right, let's get it.
So here, is there a garbage anywhere?
It's right here, look.
Oh, there you go. So I can just get off the excess.
There was nothing in there.
Perfect amount.
You know, I didn't even know that you could just leave it like that. I've made so many espressos and I hold it there.
No, it clips here.
What?
The one that we have at the restaurant I work at is very similar.
Okay,
So-
I
Okay, not good. We're gonna use another one, like this one maybe?
yeah, that one's the one I use. I typically use that one.
You have to make sure it's
good.
like equal, because if
think.
it's slanted, then it's not good. And
Who taught
there's-
you this? Did they teach you? Is this part of your training?
Yeah, because when I started working, the bus boys that work with me, they used to work at coffee shops. So they were like the coffee masters, and they taught me. So
Okay.
shout out to them. So then like this, a little bit like that. There's my glass. And you told me it's this one, right?
Yeah, one shot.
Automatic, I don't have to click it again?
No.
Okay.
It'll stop by itself. Maybe a little bit more.
We'll do a second shot. See what it is. They might screw up my coffee though.
Oh, it's because it's also big.
No, here, we'll do that.
This is good. This is good.
That's good. We don't have
Double
to-
shot.
There you go. It's late. We need to wake up.
I need to wake up.
So we'll take this
I need
here.
it. I need this cortado.
Then the
I
milk.
purposely didn't drink coffee at my Thanksgiving dinner.
Huh? You
'Cause
take
I-
coffee at night normally?
Like, yeah, special occasions.
So then the milk,
Thanksgiving.
like, apparently the worst thing is to burn it.
How does he know that? He studied. He 100% studied.
And you have to hold it like this so you can feel if it's burnt, you know?
For real? He's teaching me things.
Because like if you hold it by the handle, you're not touching the thing. Now I know like it's low-key gonna be burnt if I keep going.
Okay,
I can
'cause
still
it's
hold.
warm.
Yeah, and I can still hold it, but it's still like very hot.
I feel like I'm at a cortado class.
That's
like
I'm just telling you what I taught me like literally 3 weeks ago. No, maybe not 3 weeks, like 3 months. I need to clean this stuff.
Damn.
This stuff too. So cortado,
Good technique.
if I remember correctly, is not a lot of mousse. So it's mostly milk. And it's going to be a bit more milky because it's a bigger glass. And I'm not at the point where I can do like hearts and
No.
all these cats and dogs, but like...
The problem is, like, the glass. Like, I don't know, the ratio might be off because of this, because I forgot the glass.
It's okay. But just think that like maybe when you're judging me,
that it might be
a bit more milky because there was more room for milk and I want it to be nice, so I filled it up.
Okay. But it looks good. What you did seems professional.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna go try it now.
Let's go.
All right, Jared. So you also made yourself one.
Yeah, I needed it.
First guest to actually have one with me.
Yeah.
But you have sugar in yours.
Yeah, I had a little bit of sugar. I'm not there yet.
I don't take mine with sugar. So are you gonna try mine as well? Or no, you're just gonna have yours?
I'll have mine. I'll picture what that one. I know what it tastes like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's give it a taste. And I can't believe I forgot the glass.
It's okay.
I can't believe it.
It still looks good.
Jared, like I knew it wasn't gonna be strong because the ratio is a little bit off.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, it's really good because it's just kind of tastes like milk.
It tastes like milk, coffee milk.
It tastes like a latte.
Yeah, it does, because there's more milk.
Like, am I rating it as a cortado or as a latte? Like, the circumstance is my fault because we don't have the right glass, but it's really good.
But you're a hard critic, as you mentioned, and as I know you because I've lived with you and I've been around you for many years now, so give me the hard critic one, it's okay. As long as I'm better than John, that's what's most important to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 6.8.
Very harsh.
6.
But it's okay, don't go back, it's fine, but it's very harsh.
6.8 just because I would like it stronger.
Understood.
But it's kind of my fault, so there's an asterisk on this 6.8.
It's okay.
Because I feel like if you had all the tools, which you had the best tools, just not the placeholder for it.
That's okay, I'll take it, it's fine.
It just tastes too much like a latte.
Are you still gonna enjoy it?
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy.
There you go.
I'm gonna love it.
There you go. That's fine.
But now I'm just thinking I'm drinking a latte, and now I guess it's the latte pause instead of the cortado pause.
Okay, so remix it up a bit. That's fine.
So I'm sorry that I forgot it, but Jared, it's honestly it's good.
Appreciate it.
For a latte, it's really good.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So let's just dive right into it.
Yep.
I know a little bit of your youth career, but I don't know your entire story. So can you just tell everyone?
Yeah.
Jared Leheta's youth career. Honestly, your soccer career up to right now. Just give a brief summary of it.
100%. So I started off hating soccer. I was like 5 years old. I would be the one that picks up the dandelions, like at 5 years old. Like that, my mom was like, "What is this my kid doing on the field?" And my parents remember it like it's yesterday. They always talk about it. There's one game I decided, you know what? I'm not picking dandelions anymore. I got up and I started playing, and I scored 6 goals. Like I was good, but they didn't know because I would just pick flowers all game, like in the grass field. And from that point forward, like soccer was my thing, always. Sports in general, you know, I grew up playing hockey, grew up playing soccer, and was a very athletic kid. And then when I was about, I would say 9, 10 years old, I kind of realized like, okay, in soccer I had something special. I just found a way to play that other people hadn't catched on yet. Like I would score goals that other people didn't score, like, and I was aware of that. And I really enjoyed it. So it was like fun, but at the same time, I was very competitive with myself early. So I think around 9, 10 years old is when like I kind of shocked. At that point was the South Shore soccer community. I was doing like 40 goal seasons with like 12 to 20 games. I don't remember.
Are you serious? So you're like a prodigy, bro.
Yeah, like when you go into PTS. Do you guys know what PTS is?
No, what is that?
Okay, so PTS is like how you would see like when your game is.
Oh yes, PTS.
PTS
yes.
League.
Oh my God.
People know PTS League before sport. Well, now I think it's Sport Weeks in Quebec, but before it was PTS. There's still the archives that you can go look. And there's this one season, I have like 40 goals or 42 goals in like, I don't know,
are you
like
serious?
19 games. And then what happened after that is like you become like a 12, 13-year-old. I started eating like I was like I was a growing man.
You were a growing man.
But my body wasn't growing with my wanting to eat.
Yeah.
So I kind of gained a bit of weight. Like I was a little chubby 12,
Too much
13.
kebab.
I don't know if it was kebab, but it was definitely like I was eating like I was growing, but I wasn't growing as fast.
Yeah.
And I gained some weight. Like I became slow on the field. I would still have like my finishing touch in the box, but like you could see people catching up to me because of that. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of went away from like AAA at U14. Like you either go AAA or you like don't.
Yeah.
And I didn't go AAA because I was too slow. So I went back. I played AA from U14 to U16 with Brossard. So I was at Longueuil. If I forgot to say that, I was at Longueuil.
Yeah.
My whole like elite younger age. And then I went back to Brossard to play AA. And then my dad, who's like
Legend.
yeah, good guy, Mr. Ihab, took over the team, the AA team, and he was like, our plan is to do the Coupe Promotion, which is to take a AA team and to go AAA with that team. You have to go. And we went twice to the final. We lost 2 years in a row to Pointe-aux-Trembles, I think it was, or another team, I don't forget. But it was always like heartbreaking losses that like one goal at the last second that didn't let us make AAA. So then U17, I'm like, okay, I lost weight. I'm fit now. I'm still good. Like I want to play AAA. I want to play at the highest level. And I saw CEGEP coming, and I wanted to make Division I Champlain. That was always something I inspired to do, play during school. So I went to Boucherville, which is the closest team to me on the South Shore. That was a AAA team. Made the team, did well. Scored some goals and started playing with higher level people. And from that 2 years playing AA, which was good for me. And then I managed to make the Champlain team at a high school in CEGEP, and that's when I kind of like skyrocketed. In terms of like how I took soccer, how I saw soccer, how I saw it more like as a job, even though I wasn't getting paid. It was like, do all the extracurricular things. And then as of Champlain, I kind of every year got better and better. And I was lucky enough to have a great last season. We went to the Canadian Championship. I scored, I think, 9 goals in 9 games. I finished Canadian Player of the Year. I was on like all the teams, all the awards. Like it was a big year for me.
Didn't you score the penalty shot to win the whole thing?
Also, yeah. So we played the.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So our first that last season, our first game was at home. We lost 7-1 to Montmorency at home. Like it was devastating.
Yeah.
And then you flash forward like 2.5 months because it's very short this season, like any season in North America. And we played Montmorency in the final to go to the Canadian Championship, and we went in pens, and I scored. And when I scored the pen, I flashed back to like 2.5 months ago when we lost 7-1. Everybody was like, okay, we're gonna get killed this season. This is terrible. And somehow it just all came back together. And then that kind of season, and I started getting more interest with the States, and I started seeing that that's an opportunity. So I kind of went through the whole process, and I got a scholarship at East Tennessee State University. Went over there for 1 year, and then I went into the transfer portal, and then University of Vermont picked me up, transferred to University of Vermont, moved in with my good friend Daniel here. We had a nice little apartment on 74th South Willard Street.
It's still in the team. This team still has it.
Yeah, it's like we pass it down, I think.
Yeah,
it's
always going to be a soccer place now.
Exactly, and then after that, I kind of went my own way. I think we'll talk about that later. I realized it was a bit too intense for me where I was in my life, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to come home, finish my school at Concordia, played 2 seasons of youth sport at Concordia, did okay. Wasn't really for me either, just because the intensity shift, and then now recently this summer I decided, okay, let me play League One more year, and now injuries have caught up to me. I'm also getting old, as we all are, but
we're in our prime, bro.
Yeah, I think my prime is behind me, but it's okay. Like it's something you have to accept. So, but I had fun. I scored a lot of goals, and I made some really good friends. Like the most important thing that I look back now is just like the people that I met, the relationships that I did, and to me that's like the most important thing that I cherish the most. It's not the goal. It's not this game that I lost. Like it's when I look back at everything, like I just did in the last 3 minutes. I just told you everything, and I just saw people's faces pop up in my head, and that's the most important thing for me.
I just want to touch base on your time with Champlain.
Yeah.
Because for me, coming from someone who I played at the Montreal Impact Academy from the age of 13 to 20, I had no clue about the youth soccer and grassroots soccer in Quebec. Like that was foreign to me because I never played it. I wasn't allowed to play. I could only play with Impact, and we were playing USSDA. So basically when you're at the academy, you're playing against other academies, mainly in the States. So I had no idea what was happening with AAA and all that. So me and Jared like had completely different youth careers in Quebec. Is that playing CEGEP soccer? What is it, RSEQ?
RSEQ and CCAA. Yep.
Is it something that the kids, like players like you that weren't at the academy and playing AAA, was playing Div 1 RSEQ a big goal for many?
So now, and I've seen it like in the last 2-3 years, people are going that route. So they're doing 1 or 2 years of CEGEP, and you see scholarships for players from Quebec fly. But when I was doing it, there was maybe 1 or 2 players that went that route, and it wasn't very common. And my goal, honestly, like if I'm being completely transparent with my parents and the way they educated me, was just like play soccer at the highest level while you're in school to motivate you, because school is important. It was all important in my family. So if you have that soccer pushing you, then you're gonna go to school because you have practice after, and it's gonna keep you like, disciplined in life. And that was always the mentality of why I would play high level sports. So when I went to Champlain, it wasn't because, after that I want to go there, It was just because I was competitive, I wanted to play at the highest level, and it pushed me in school. That was the basis of it for me.
So you never, I'm sure you did have the end goal of wanting to play professional soccer, but you never did?
That's something that I never really thought of. Never was I playing, I was like, I wish I played pro. I want to play pro. It was never that. It was just a way for me to get through education and be motivated and to have that discipline as well. Which is very different from you.
It's very different.
Because we've had conversations where I need to be pro, I want to do it. And I never resonated with you when you would tell me stuff like that because it wasn't for me. Obviously it happens. You see me tomorrow, I'm in Real Madrid, I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
Obviously, no one would say no. But it was never my end goal was to become a professional soccer player.
Yeah, which that is vastly different because being at Montreal Impact, you are shown the first team every day. You're like, that is your goal. You have to be one of them.
Yeah.
So every day you're like, hey, I'm playing soccer because I want to be pro.
But when you got recruited for Vermont, let's say, were you thinking this is good for my education? Or were you thinking this is good because I'm going to get a visibility and I'm going to go pro and get drafted? That's what you were thinking.
Yeah.
Whereas I think I was more like, this is good for me because I'm going to get an experience, an education, and I'm going to be a step ahead in life and have something to talk about that other people don't, where you were thinking very pro-minded.
Yeah.
Correct?
We had different views on it.
Exactly.
So let's put ourselves, let's flashback to the first time we meet. I don't know if you remember this. It's in Vermont.
Yeah, in person. The first time we
meet in person is in Vermont at an ID camp. I'm already committed to Vermont.
Yeah.
They invite me to go and just train with the incoming freshmen. They were trying to get me to come in for fall 2019. In the end, it doesn't work out because I had to finish CEGEP, and I went in the fall 2020. So I'm already committed. I'm there. I have nothing to prove. I just have to just play my game. And then I see this guy from Quebec. He comes up to me, speaking French, tells me a little bit about himself. He speaks English too. I'm like, thank God he speaks English because my French is horrible.
It's better today, but yeah, back then it was a bit tough.
Yeah, and he's killing it. And I'm like, who is this guy? I've played in Quebec my whole life. I don't know who he is. And he's you're doing rainbow flicks and stuff and so much confidence when you're playing.
Yeah.
And you killed that ID camp.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, in the end, they don't recruit you that year.
They offered, but it wasn't, if I remember correctly, it didn't make sense financially. So they were offering, but they had not enough room to offer me what I needed financially. So it wasn't a full scholarship or anything that I could afford, let's say, with my parents. So we declined and we went somewhere else in Division 1 where there was a better package offered.
So did you have interest? So you had obviously interest from Vermont.
Yep.
ETSU, obviously, because you went there your freshman year. Was there any other schools that you were talking to before you committed?
Yeah, so early on, it looked like it was going to be Dayton, High Point, and University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Those were the main people that were contacting me for a few weeks, a few months. They were looking at their financials, trying to build a package for me. They showed a lot of interest. And you went through the process, but you want to go somewhere where you're wanted as well, right?
Yeah.
So if the coach is showing interest, he's making effort, trying to pull strings to try to free more money for you, for your scholarship, it's a good feeling and it makes you want to go there. But then at the end, those things always didn't work out because of a small detail. The grading system in Quebec is very different from the US, so sometimes your GPA doesn't translate to the GPA that they wanted for a certain amount of money to get, or it does. So it's very complex. You wrote a book about it, which we need more books like that because it is very complicated, especially in Quebec because you have that language barrier and the education is different. So, and then at the last, once those fell through, ETSU came in and they offered everything I was looking for. And I was super happy. I remember the day where I convinced my mom I'm going, and she bought it, and she was sad because I was gonna leave the house and everything, but she bought into it, and I was like, okay, I'm doing this. Yeah.
All the way to East Tennessee.
East Tennessee,
East
Johnson
Tennessee.
City.
Where is that?
East
Where
Tennessee is Johnson City.
Is it even near Nashville? No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. It's like the closest big city is Knoxville.
Okay.
So Knoxville, who have
They
the
have a USL1.
the USL1 team.
Guess who's coaching there? You know who's coaching there?
I don't. Who?
Brendan Pulley coaches.
Oh yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That I know.
By the way, I ate this.
Yeah. It's
Cortado latte.
6.8, but he just chugged it. But whatever.
It's the first one I finished.
Okay, whatever. And what was I saying?
East Tennessee.
Yeah. So it's honestly it's a college town, a bit like Burlington. When school's not going on, not much stuff going on. It's in the south. It's a very different mindset, very different like entourage. People are very different. So it was a bit of a culture shock for me, honestly. Like I got there and the story I tell everybody all the time, like, is when I'm in Walmart and I'm doing like my first. I told you this when I got to the apartment. I'm doing my first like groceries, like when I got my apartment. I'm getting like my cereal, my bread, and all of a sudden like I turn and I'm in the gun aisle.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You get your Frosted Flakes and then you get your AK-47.
like I was like, where am I? Like, you know, I called my parents. I remember that it was like, whoa, where am I? You know?
How was if you could just resume your freshman year at ETSU, like, or like just give one word to describe that experience, what would you say?
One word, my God, I would say anxious.
Anxious?
Because like there was the COVID season, there was that was giving me stress. Like, am I gonna play my first season? Am I gonna play? Like, am I good enough to play? I didn't really see eye to eye with the coach as well. Like, there was other people that he was playing ahead of me that I didn't understand why at the beginning in the exhibition games. But then once the season started, like I played and I'm happy. I won my spot and I played all my games. And I scored goals and I did well.
Yeah, you had a really good freshman year.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why I transferred so quickly. Because like when you go in the transfer portal, your stock is high, you get more attention. So that's one of the reasons I decided to like leave after my first year.
If anybody wants to see one of Jared's highlights at ETSU, go watch his highlight tape and go see if it was a handball. One of his goals was a handball or not.
Yeah.
Spoiler: it's a pure handball.
Pure handball.
I don't know how you got away with that.
Me neither. Like I don't know even why my brain thought of, oh, my head can't reach it. Let me put out my hand and I scored and I started celebrating and the music's just going with it. And yeah, 84th minute, 1-0 win. Yeah.
All right, so you go to ETSU your freshman year, ups, downs, anxiety, COVID. Even for me, my freshman year was a lot of that, like anxiety. And I was close to home, so I could just imagine for you.
Yeah.
Like, for example, for me, when we had a COVID outbreak on our team, I somehow managed to go back home for the, what's it called? The quarantine thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to quarantine in like dorms. I don't know if you ever had to quarantine during COVID.
No, we were in the South then. Like,
they didn't.
I remember I was calling my mom and dad who like had to be home by 8 p.m. in Montreal, and I was like having a beer with the guys at the bar. Like it was crazy. It was two different worlds. The south of the States and like the East Coast and Montreal in Canada was two different worlds.
Bro, it was bad.
Yeah.
Like literally, one guy on our team got COVID a few days before one of our matches, like our first games of the season.
Yeah.
The whole team, we all tested negative. We all had to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because it was
like
this
1
thing
week
of you were in contact and they would assume you're gonna get in the next 5 days. Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, let's say when we had to quarantine, there was one dormitory for the students that whoever got COVID or was in close contact, you'd be just sent to exile in that dorm. But in that dorm, like some people didn't even have COVID. They were just in close contact. So they would go to the dorm, end up getting COVID.
Yeah.
But then in there, it was just like people would just end up partying. People would hook up in there. Like it was crazy.
It was the weirdest times because it was like the first time for everything. Like every rule was a first rule. Every system was the first system for that because we've never had like a pandemic before. Schools were like so confused on how to operate. So yeah, it was very, very weird, like being in a school and athlete like environment with these weird rules. I 100% agree.
Bro, like you were having beers at a bar. I was walking in my dorm. You had to wear a mask unless you were in your room.
Yeah.
I had just came from the dining hall, and I had something in my teeth. Like I felt it, so I had my mask like down here, and I was like doing this.
Yeah.
Walking to my room. One of the RAs walking.
Oh, the RAs.
On a power trip. He's like, "What's your name?" I'm writing you up. I said, what? What did I do?
Yeah.
He's like, your mask is down. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
First of all, like, I was 20 years old. I wasn't like a regular freshman, 17-year-old. So I wasn't scared. Yeah. I was older than the RA.
3 years older.
Yeah.
3 years older.
So he's like, I'm writing you up. I'm like, and if you get written up, like the coaches find out this, it was a whole ordeal. I'm like, no, you're not writing me up. I'm taking something out of my tooth. Are you serious?
Yeah.
He's like, give me your name. I'm like, I'm not giving you your name. I'm going to take this thing out of my tooth and I'm going to go back to my room.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. And he just walks away.
Okay. If everything was that easy in life, okay.
Bro, too random.
Yeah, but the South and the North was so different.
Crazy.
So different. Yeah.
So then, after you're at ETSU, you decide to jump into the portal. And since you had a really good year, I'm assuming you had interest from many schools.
But to be honest, Vermont came very quick in the sense that like they heard I was in the portal, they already showed interest a year prior and it didn't work out. And then all of a sudden more money freed up that year. So like they came calling.
A little bit of recruiting from someone on the team.
Yeah, Mr. Daniel helped because you remember like how we crossed the border.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a great story. Like, we'll talk about that when I finish. But like, Daniel helped out, put in a good word for me, and then yeah. So the other teams I would say that could have been interested, I don't know because Vermont was pretty quick. I don't remember exactly. I think in the span of like 1 week, 2 weeks of being in the portal, I already had a new school, which is stressful, the whole process, because when you go into the portal, you automatically free up your scholarship that you were at school before. So East Tennessee was already taking the money that they gave to me and going to find another kid, a top striker, to replace me. I couldn't have gone back and be like, oh, no one found me, take me back. No, it's not like an ex. It doesn't work like a way. So you have to like, you know, it's like a gamble. And I was happy everything went well and I got something, so yeah. But this story is outstanding. Go ahead.
Bro, I think I was just in my room one day. I get a text from Jared Leheta. We would text like a few times on Messenger throughout the season just to see what's up. We weren't close or anything. We just saw each other one time or twice. Maybe we played each other after we met each other in Vermont. And he's like, oh, I'm flying to Burlington. I need a way to get back to Montreal. There was no flights to Montreal or something?
There was, but if you came in by, I think if you came by plane,
you had to quarantine for what?
You had to quarantine for like 2 weeks. But if you went by car, you didn't have to quarantine when you get back.
You definitely had to quarantine.
No.
I had to quarantine.
Oh, you had to quarantine in the hotel.
Oh, yes.
If you did the plane, they put you in a hotel next to the airport and you had to pay the hotel.
Yeah.
What? So, and it was like $2,000
crazy.
for like 2 weeks. So you wanted to avoid that, but by car they didn't want you. So I was like, I'm flying to Burlington from Tennessee. Daniel, we're driving across the border together, and because we don't live at the same address, we didn't want to like take any chances. So Dan and me drive up to the border. Okay.
Also, my car, my little Toyota Yaris, packed with all my stuff because I had just cleaned out my dorms.
My stuff too.
Jared sitting in my passenger seat with a luggage like this against the window while we drive 40 minutes to the border. Then I'm like, okay, Jared, get out. No, did you walk through the border?
I walked through the border.
He walked to the border, but I had his luggage in my car.
Yeah. What? No, I kept one luggage to make it look like I had my stuff. And then so Dan's in front of me, and I'm just behind with my luggage, standing at the border, like the border you take to go like to, I don't know, Plattsburgh or whatever, or Vermont. And I walk through, and my dad's waiting for me on their side. So I can tell my kids that I walked through the border in a pandemic to avoid staying in a hotel quarantine.
But it was like low-key sketch, bro. Because I remember them asking me, because I told them like I drove this guy. I don't know, it was weird. And I like said something wrong to the officer. I'm like, can I like pull over and give his luggage? They're like, wait, what? They're like, you have to quarantine with him then. I'm like, no, wait. wait.
Start speaking Italian.
You're not understanding me. I said something wrong. I don't know, but it worked out. It worked out in the end. Thank God.
Yeah.
But
I have a video of me walking like this, like Snapchat memories, like just me walking with my luggage, my mask, and it's like I'm coming home, guys, and like I feel like I'm being smuggled, like walking across the border. But it was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then once this happens, Jared, you're probably not committed to Vermont yet. Then like maybe a month later, you commit to Vermont.
Yeah.
and at the time we were gonna be sophomores, but you were able to not live on campus anymore.
Thank God.
And I was still trying to live off campus, but like UVM was giving me a hard time because they wanted me to live on campus, and Jared wanted me to live. We wanted to live together. Obviously, coming from Quebec, it would be easy transition. Yep. First time, like it's kind of hard, like
100%.
You have to learn you have to set up a whole apartment. You have to pay rent, and I feel like Jared was like the perfect roommate for me to learn all these things because you did it in ETSU.
Yeah, ETSU. Even though I was a freshman, because of my age, they allowed me to stay not in a dorm, and because I was an athlete, they allowed me to stay like in the apartments. So I had that experience already for a year, so that was good. Yeah.
So we're texting throughout the summer. He commits. We're trying to figure out how we could live together. He puts he puts the security deposit on the apartment. He doesn't even know if I could live there yet. It was a good deal though.
Yeah, we got a good deal. So we had
finally, like, I get the okay from UVM to live off campus, and so August hits. We move into an empty apartment. I just remember walking in. Jared got there the day before. He just has like Chinese food on a little stool, and that's all there is in the apartment, in one chair. And I'm like, oh my God, how are we gonna set up a whole apartment? There is nothing here.
Yeah.
Nothing here.
Marketplace.
Yeah, marketplace, the street, finding.
Where do we find the street? A desk?
A desk, a couch.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dumpster couch, it was called.
Yeah.
And we turned it into our little home.
Our bedrooms were nice.
Yeah, our bedrooms were.
Our bedroom nice because we bought stuff, but like our living room and our kitchen was very like,
But bro, that was unreal. That was like some of the best times ever. Setting up that apartment together, making it feel like home.
Because it was preseason at the same time, so we were literally spending we lived together, but we were spending the whole day. We would practice, eat together, set up apartment together, dinner together. Like it was like Daniel and Jared together for like 3 weeks straight every day.
Yeah, that was unreal time.
Yeah.
And then obviously the season starts, our sophomore season, and I think tough season for both of us. For me,
yes. I don't remember you.
It starts amazing. We'll get into you. I'll just give a quick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My sophomore season starts amazing.
Yeah.
I play every minute, like the first half of the season.
You're the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy.
You take Daniel off the field, and you can tell Daniel's off the field.
Then at some point, my tibia starts hurting.
Oh yes, your tibia.
I'm like, I have shin splints. I'm still playing 90s. My tibia is getting worse. Get to the point I'm in, like, before the games, I'm like, wow, my shin's broken, guys. Like I remember, like there was one game I popped like 10 Tylenols leading up towards the game.
There was a guy on our team. I don't know how he got them. He had like 800 milligrams Tylenols.
I would just pop anything.
Everybody was popping them. It was so bad.
Really bad. But after that game, where I popped a lot and I still felt pain, the next day I was like, I gotta shut it down. And I had a really bad stress fracture, and then my season was finished from there. But that's my season. Jared, you get into your season.
So my season, honestly, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't even remember that much of that season. I remember the preseason where J-Peak was amazing, like in terms of bonding with the guys and getting to know people and everything. Like that was a lot of fun. Very hard on the body. Like the preseason in Vermont compared to my preseason I did at Tennessee, 2 different worlds. I remember sleeping at J-Peak and my muscles would spasm. Yeah. It was crazy.
We had doubles for maybe 2 weeks straight.
Yeah. And I saw in preseason that there was some strikers that had a certain amount of like hype around them without proving anything. And it kind of pissed me off because I was like we haven't even played a preseason game, and like there's people walking around, and the coach I find was kind of like acting as if like he had his guys already. And I saw that like early on in the season, and I was like, okay, whoa, like can I get a shot? Can I play? And like I felt like in the conversations leading up to going to Vermont, like I kind of understood that there was gonna be a chance for me to be the guy. And early on in the season, I remember realizing, okay, like they already have other guys, and like I'm not getting my chance, and that kind of bugged me. And it was the first time in my life, honestly, since like I was 13 years old, because Champlain I played, Tennessee I played, I was the guy up top, that I was like, okay, I have to like sit on the bench. And I really don't mind sitting on the bench, but I just wanted to sit on the bench knowing that like I did everything and someone was better than me and they beat me at my spot. And I didn't feel like that was the case. I felt like a spot was given to people and that I never got a chance to like either compete for that spot properly or take the spot. Like, so that what was really hard in my brain was like accepting the fact that like I'm not the guy, but also like I have no control over like trying to be the guy. And that was the hardest thing. Like that was the first time I hit a wall in my sports life, honestly, was that, because you have no control whatsoever on the coach. The coach would put me in sometimes. I remember like, you know, the rules in the States are like completely different. It's like
unlimited subs.
It's like basketball, bro, with a shot clock.
Now it changed a little bit,
but still, like, and I would go in like 5 minutes at the end of the first half, and I would come up at halftime. So I played 5 minutes, and then I would come off, and I would play 5 minutes at the end of the game. Sometimes I played 20 minutes, and like it was just inconsistent. And I was always very consistent in my playing time, and I always felt like I was the type of player that like I go into a game gradually. Like the first 10 minutes, I look around. At the 15-minute mark, I crack someone to wake up, and then my game starts to, you know, get better. And I couldn't do that because I had 5 minutes to like, and then I played with pressure.
Yeah.
Like I would touch the ball once in the 5 minutes, and I would screw up because I was like stressed, and then it wasn't me. It didn't feel right. So it was a tough season in that sense. On the field, off the field, in my brain, because of what I was processing, was also tough. But the extracurricular stuff at Vermont, I have nothing to say. Like I had a great time, I had a great roommate, I had a great experience, great teammates. Like that was A1, 100%.
Won a championship.
Won a championship. Like I remember that game, our championship game. Every time I was on the bench during the whole season, I felt like pissed off inside me. But at the championship game, I didn't touch the field, and I was the most involved in the game, and I didn't have 1 ounce of like, why am I not playing or anything. I was just like, I'd been with my best friends for like 2.5 months, and we have 90 minutes to like get it done, and we got it done, and like there was no ounce of like pissed off I didn't play.
Yeah.
It was just a celebration. So that was really fun.
And it's kind of, I guess it's kind of cool. Now it's a kind of a given that Vermont's going to be in the national tournament, but at the time, for Vermont to be in the national tournament was like they do it every
3-4 years.
4 years if they were lucky, and we did it that year. If we didn't win the America East, we wouldn't have made the tournament. We wouldn't have got a at-large bid.
Yeah, no.
Because like we weren't good enough back then.
100%.
So to see like the progression of, okay, we won America East. The next year we get it at large, win the national championship.
Crazy.
Like
I'm very happy for them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy for them. I think it's a program that puts a lot of effort. I think the athletics in general at UVM, great program. Like, they put a lot of work. They put a lot of investment. They put a lot of like they want to be the best. So shout out to them. Good for them.
Yeah. So your sophomore year at UVM, full of adversity, but honestly, we have great memories. So just one story I want to talk about during the season.
Yeah.
Do you I'm sure you remember this. So Jared was an amazing roommate. This guy would take care of, he would pay basically he paid everything. He put everything on his card, and then at the end of the semester, I think I just paid you a lump sum of money. Yeah. So like I was stress-free. This guy paid the Wi-Fi, he would pay our groceries at Costco, like everything. We would go out. It's
because I had the Costco card. We did most of our.
But you would just put everything on the card. You just like pay me at the end. So I was like, obviously Jared left, and then my next roommate, Adu, from Germany, love him. I was basically Jared for him, so I would pay everything for him. It was just like a system that caught on.
Yeah.
And then he would pay me a large sum. So Jared was like, you taught me everything like on how to live by myself, basically.
Like the hydro bill and all that stuff?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
I ended up taking care of it, but because of you. But do you remember during the season, I wake up one day, destroyed, a headache, like sick, like a dog. And I'm like, no, like, I think I have COVID. I go get tested, I have COVID, and I have to quarantine for 10 days. So in those 10 days, Jared cannot live in our apartment. He's basically homeless for 10 days. Do you remember that?
I forgot this.
You were going, just explain what you were doing in those 10 days.
Where was I? I don't even remember.
You were just living in the dorms.
Okay. So I would just because Max and ZB lived in an apartment, in a dorm.
Dorms.
So I remember I was sleeping in their dorm, like on the floor.
Zero complaints.
No, but anyway, I had roommates that had significant others or people that they could sleep with. put it that way, in a nice way. So sometimes a bed was free, so I would sleep in their bed. And how many days was it? It was like...
It was 10 days,
10
bro.
days,
10 days, I was losing my mind. I was just alone like this.
I remember, I think I went home a lot too. Like, it's an hour and a half away also. So like, when I could go home and sleep in Montreal and come back the next day, like, you know, we had practice or school in the afternoon, I would probably do that, I think. But that's a bit vague to me. Like, I don't remember exactly what, but I remember I hopped around a bit everywhere. And
you brought me like a ball one day. I was like, I need to touch the ball.
Yeah, because you have to juggle or whatever. Just
I was like, I need to
play
juggle.
off the wall.
My shin was killing me. I'm like, what?
You had the boot.
No, I didn't have it yet. I was like, bro, the thing is, like, I had my shin splints.
Yeah.
I got COVID, and like Hannah, our AT, was like, it's good. You get 10 days complete rest.
And then you came back and it's still the same.
I'm like, okay, 10 days, I'm going to be good. Bro, you bring me that ball, I go to juggle, I'm like, oh my God, like, it's still broken. There's something. Yeah. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, so I was couch surfing, and I was going off the fact that some of our teammates that had dorms were in a relationship, so they would sleep at the girl's place and I would sleep in their bed. I think that's
such the epitome of college life.
100%.
You know how much I miss, like...
But you know how much I loved my bed.
Yeah, this guy, Jared,
so,
like, he slept like a cat. I think I was living with a cat. Sleeping all day. I don't know why? Why were you sleeping so much?
I've always been someone that, like, my brain works better at night. So during the day, like, especially if we train in the morning, we would train from 9 to 11?
In the spring, but during the fall, we'd train in like in the afternoon, like 2 to 4.
Or our classes were in the morning during the season. So anyway, we had something in the morning, either class or training, and then the rest of my day, like, I'm not productive. Like, if I just did like physical activity or would listen to a 3-hour lecture, so I would sleep like from like 1 to 5 or 6 was like my sleeping time, and then I would go eat, and then as of like 8 or 9 p.m., my brain just like wakes up. And I can be productive. I can do my homework. If I go to the gym, like, that's when I go to the gym because, like, I'm awake for some reason. That's just how I am.
I'd be like eating yogurt, about to go to bed, and Jared would come out of bed. Like, what? Where were you? But some days he was up. He would make a Greek salad. We'd make dinner together. Yeah. That was nice when you'd be awake. But usually he was sleeping, so I'd be eating dinner together.
What did we make?
By myself. What am I saying?
What did we make that was so good? Was it tacos?
Like salmon.
Salmon. We made a lot of salmon.
Salmon, tacos,
chicken.
I don't remember. Chicken. You would make like butter chicken like every now and then. I'd be like, what?
Yeah. No, it wasn't that bad. You would cook and I would cook. Like, it was a good balance, but the salads was me.
Yeah, salads was you. You made class salads.
Yeah. And you had that liquid IV.
Yeah, that was my sponsor.
Yeah, the sponsor, Liquid IV. I would having 10 Liquid IV drinks. We had water bottles.
PB Fit too.
Daniel would drink, I think, 10,000 liters of water a day.
Oh my God.
So you have your fridge, right? The first part of the fridge is like, this big. Then the second, like a regular fridge that everybody has. The first part of the fridge, picture 12 water bottles. And before going to bed every day, it was a routine. We never even talked about it. It just happened that way. Turn on the dishwasher, fill up the 12 water bottles, put them in the fridge.
But it was set up, the rest of the next day, you had all the bottles. You finished one.
And then when you got the Liquid IV, you had like the Liquid IV ones, you had the normal ones. And I think my skin got better because I started drinking more water because of that.
Bro, I miss that so much. I miss just like...
Chugging water?
No, just like, I don't know. It's just was... In the moment, you don't realize like how fun it is. Like just doing, like, it's so dumb, but like you just have a routine.
We definitely had routines.
And you're with your boys.
We didn't realize they were routines, but they 100% were routines.
Or like days when Adu would come and he would sleep over. And we'd make dinner. Like, it's so... I miss that stuff. But
it was good stuff. It was good.
Like, I could talk about that all day, but I want to like move on a little bit and talk about... so after the season, you do the spring at UVM.
Yeah.
Then at what point does it hit you? Or what makes you realize that you need to maybe move on from UVM and go back home?
There's a few things in my life that happened. I think my support system moving on. So my support system, when I say that, it's like my day one boys, my friends, moving on in their life, and myself seeing myself like stay as like an athlete, like, and they're starting their jobs or they're finishing school, and I'm still here playing soccer, kicking around physical ball, like, because at the end of the day, like, it's really just a round ball that you kick, right?
Yeah.
With pick under the foot, like, that's it. And I just felt like I wasn't where I wanted to be. Like, there was a part of me saying, like, I want to like do more. I want to have more experiences. I don't want to devote my whole life to like soccer. and I compared myself to the people that I grew up with that were also athletes with me. Like all my best friends are all like people I went through sports, but like at 17, 18, 19, they didn't go towards continuing to a high level. They kind of stopped and went to school and got a degree and made money at 22, you know? So I saw, and being Vermont, you're close to that still, because I would go home every few weekends and I would see them and I could see like the disconnect that I was having from them. And I was like, okay, like I'm kind of far from where like people I grew up with that I love, that are my brothers, like are, you know? And that was it. And there's also, my priorities honestly changed.
Yeah.
Like relationships, you want to start taking care of relationships. You think like I'm 22, 23, I don't need a girlfriend, a family. How am I going to do that if I'm like soccer, a job? I want to have a savings account. I want to put money aside. I want to buy a house in 2-3 years. Like all these things start going through my brain, like in like a bit of a how do you say boule de neige? I don't know why I'm thinking in French right now. Snowman.
Effect?
Yeah, snowball effect. Like one thing stresses me out, then something else, and all of a sudden like I'm doing pure anxiety.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I doing in my life? And I just realized like all that would be worth it if I was like the top striker in the nation and I was like playing 90 minutes and my name was everywhere and I have a chance to get drafted. But that was, like I mentioned earlier, that was never my goal, was to like play pro.
Yeah.
So there was a disconnect there. And when I started asking myself those questions, I was like, I have to have a conversation with the coach to see like my role that I had the first year I was there. Is that the role that I'm going to have for my last 2 years? Or am I going to be able to, you know, get more playing time, prove myself, get a chance to be the guy on top like I thought I was going to get at the beginning of the season? And in all like happiness, they were super transparent with me. And I think it was the assistant coach that I absolutely love, told me like, Jared, if you stay at University of Vermont, your role is going to be what you just experienced. So if you prefer not to live that, being transparent, you should go. And I'm a very transparent person, and the fact that they were transparent with me like that conversation cleared everything for me. I was like, okay, I have a choice. I either live what I just lived, copy paste for the next 2 years and get a degree, or I go somewhere else. And then the only somewhere else that I could think in my brain then, because of the credits, because everything, was like Concordia University.
Yeah.
Because after Champlain, if the States didn't work out, I was already looking at Concordia. And they already offered me like a kind of scholarship to go there. So I called people. I called Greg that was at Concordia. I said, listen, I think I want to come home. What does that mean school-wise? Because I don't want to do another 4 years of school, obviously. Like I'm 23, like 22 and a half, whatever at that point. I was like, if it makes sense for me to come home and it's the same amount of schooling, fine, I'll do it. And I'll play youth sports. And I didn't have to skip a year of youth sports because it's called like a coming home, like coming back to your home base. So they don't make you skip a year. So like that was fine soccer-wise. But one thing was sure is like I needed to play soccer, right? So I wanted to make sure that I could play soccer and that I wasn't adding like 3 years of school to my degree.
So soccer was still a top priority, even though like you didn't have that end goal of being.
I still needed to play high level soccer to push me in my school.
Okay.
Which was always the main goal of me playing soccer in school. Yeah. I wanted to play. I wanted to compete. I wanted to have a purpose. Like for me, when I get up in the morning during those years, whether it be UVM or Tennessee or Concordia, my purpose was to go play soccer. And then like, oh, I'm a student too, getting my degree. But like what got me up in the morning was always like, go play soccer, have fun.
But would you say, since you didn't have that goal of being pro, it was harder for you to get the motivation to do extra stuff? Because for me, like if I had to do extra work, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this because I want to be pro. I want to be pro. I want to be pro. I got to do this.
100%.
That.
But a perfect example, Dan, is like when we travel all the time with Vermont, right? I would be in my bed, like watching my show, and I would see Dan doing on the phone with Sam, his girlfriend, love Sam. And instead of just talking to her, he's doing sit-ups, push-ups, dips, while I'm watching my show, probably eating like Pringles or what is it, Cheez-Its they gave us. And I'm like, okay, there's a disconnect here. There's this guy who wants to do everything possible to make it. And then there's me who's like, I did my practice today. I and that's enough for me. So 100%, I saw that. And I kind of realized, okay, I'm around. In Vermont, there was a lot of people like that. Like people wanted to go. You have the Nagys, you have the Max Murrays, all that good stuff. Like Eve, Adu, like there was all those guys that like, okay, I need to make it, I need to go pro. And I never had that that will. So the extra stuff, unless you forced me to do it, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I was in shape. You know, like I wasn't in Daniel Pacella's shape, but I was in, you know, NCAA Division I shape, which is still a good shape, I think.
Yeah, pretty good shape.
Yeah. But you were always like...
I was doing too much. That's my...
I told you sometimes you did too much. You didn't listen to me, but it's okay.
No, I didn't. And that's something I wish I'd listened to people, because a lot of people told me I was doing too much. And I feel like, I don't know, you only had one preseason with me, but I almost hit my stride at the start of preseason. So I would come in like the most fit, with like the most motivation, and obviously you want to be hitting your stride towards the end of the season. I'd be hitting my stride at preseason, at the start of the season, and then I would fade, and then I would hit like a wall mid-season.
But do you think that because you were so there at the beginning of the season, everybody kind of goes into it?
Everybody.
Do you think you stood out, and that helped you? Because
I always stood out. I feel like I always stood out in preseason, and then there was a point where like my form would dip, and I don't know if it's because...
But it was injury related, because you pushed yourself too much.
That season was injury, but even the year I would... 2 seasons that I didn't get injured. I got injured 2 seasons, and then injured 2 seasons. I would come in and really impress at the beginning, and then I would dip a little. And then towards the end, when the games really mattered, I find I would pick it back up. But I think that was something that kind of I should have worked on, is like trying to...
So would you suggest, let's say, for someone that like is going to a preseason, let's say that to the States, since we did it, would you suggest coming in ready, but not like as if you're ready to start your season and play into it? Or do you think it's best to be like you did and be like, you know, the top guy, the top in form? Like, what would you say would be best?
It's tough. It's tough because for me, let's say you're going into a new team, you need to go and be that. You have to try and be at your top from the beginning, because you have to prove yourself. Yeah. But I already proved myself. As a freshman, I proved myself. I was captain by my sophomore year. Mm-hmm. So like obviously you still have to prove yourself every season, but I kind of like, I earned that credit from my freshman year to like, I showed that I'm dedicated in this and that. So.
And correct me if I'm wrong, talking about you being captain. You're a great captain, first of all. You were a good friend to me, you were a good roommate, but you're also a great captain. And I think you were a captain not because you were the guy in the locker room telling people what to do, and you were a captain by example. You came into preseason, you were the most fit, you were disciplined, you did push-ups in the hotel room, all these stuff that people, you don't realize, but like you see and you want to do the same thing. You know, I definitely would have done less. I already didn't do as much as you, but I definitely would have done less if I didn't have you as an example. So I think you were a captain not because you talk, because some people are captain because of that, because of their leadership, but you was really your actions, and you've always been like that.
Yeah. So that's also why I had to do it, but that's the reason why
you push yourself.
I pushed myself.
Yeah. That's good.
So yeah, so now you decide to come back home. Jared's coming home to Concordia. You spent 2 years at U Sports playing with Concordia. Lots of ups and downs. Overall, what's the experience like?
Overall, like it's hard to say, because I come from an environment of NCAA Division I, and I get brought into Concordia's program.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. Resources, involvement, coaching.
You're living at home.
Living at home. I'm doing an hour and a half traffic every day to go to, like, drive me crazy. But anyways, the resources and the commitment that you get from Concordia is not even close to what you're getting in the States. So it was a big like slap in the face. Like, okay, you really went from there to like there, you know.
And no disrespect to Concordia.
No, it's like that. There's money involved. There's people involved. There's people that make decisions. There's a whole bunch of things. And so that was like my first, like, okay, I'm still playing soccer. I'm still like enjoying it, but like I'm in a different planet. You know, I'm not at the high level planet that I've been used to. And I'm also the type of player that like I strive when I have good players around me. You know, like I'm not going to dribble everybody and score a goal. I need someone to dribble everybody and cross the ball, and I'll score. Yeah. You know, and I know that as well. So when you go from practicing with, you know, the guys that we practice with at Vermont that are like, you know, borderline, you know, Bundesliga players or whatever, to the U Sport level, it's a transition. It's 100% transition. But like I met a lot of people. Again, I always come back to the relationship I met. You know, John, like I love John today, but like I never would have been as close to John or had the conversation I've had with John if I didn't go to Concordia, for example. So that was important. I just didn't like, at Concordia, if I could just say what I didn't like the fact that they were saying, we want to be this, we want to be the best, want to do this, want to offer this, but then they didn't like back up their actions with, their words, with actions, which was frustrating for me. So yeah, but it was, a lot of ups and downs. And at the end, I just realized that like the commitment of Concordia soccer was not necessarily worth the time, because I could be getting a job and starting, an internship to try and better my life for my business school, for my business, career after school, and all. At a certain age, I realized it's like how you do your time, and the time that I was putting in Concordia soccer or soccer in general for fun of it, like I had to slack down on it because the return on investment for me, Concordia soccer wasn't worth it. So yeah.
But you still have good memories.
100% good memories. Like we did a preseason in Maine. I did like my stupid stories that like, Kev talked about a few stupid stories on his episode. Like all those little like fun, stupid stories, like I did them with John, with Jordy, like all these guys that I love from Concordia. Like it's just like great moments that I love. And today these are good friends of mine that like I cherish. And that's what's important to me, to be honest. Yeah.
So then, okay, you realize it's not worth the time of your investment, because even though it isn't to the level of NCAA soccer, there's still a level of commitment to play youth sports. You still have to train with three.
I still have to wake up every 7:30 in the morning. My whole morning from Monday to Friday is blocked off.
Yeah.
Right.
So you realize that the return on investment isn't worth it anymore, and you decide that you're not going to play youth sports anymore, and ultimately you're not really going to play high-level soccer anymore. And even though you never had that end goal of playing pro, you always played for a reason. We didn't have the same reasons for why we played. How was that mentally for you, being like now not being, because our identity growing up is always we're a soccer player.
Exactly.
Did you struggle with that identity of not being the soccer player anymore?
I still struggle today. It's been like what, a year and a half now, 2 years that I don't play like school soccer, I call it, like during a semester. It's the hardest thing I've been through. It's finding out like who Jared is besides the soccer player. Yeah. I would, from like 17 to 22, I would bump into people. They would be like, "Oh, how's soccer? Like, where are you playing? Like, how's everything?" And now today they're like, I have to answer like, "Oh, I don't play anymore." Or like,
bro, it's so bad.
Like, and it hurts. It hurts. And they're like, "Okay, what are you doing? What are your interests?" Like, you have to rediscover who you are as a human, besides, and take off like the biggest part of you. Like soccer was the biggest part for me. Even if I didn't even do it for pro, I was Jared the soccer player. You're Daniel the soccer player.
Yeah, it's the worst question.
It's
how's soccer now? I'm like,
but it's not even that. It's forget the questions you get asked. It's the questions you ask yourself. Like sometimes I'm just sitting there. Like when I drive, I think. Like I don't know about you, but when I'm driving, I'm always thinking. So when I'm driving, I'm like, okay, like what do I like? What are my passions? And and when you can't answer soccer, you're like, and that was the hardest thing. Like you have to find out who you are at 22, 23, 24 years old, instead of doing it at 14, 15 years old, where most humans that are not high-level athletes do it.
Bro, I remember being like 19 years old. Sorry, Sam. My ex-girlfriend asked me, she's like, "Do you not like anything else but soccer?" She's like, what are you passionate about? Like, you should try different things. I was like, what? What? What are you saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna play with the Montreal Impact first team.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be pro. Soccer is my whole life.
Yeah. Like,
try different things. What are you talking about?
Open the TV and in 5 years, just check me out. That's what you're.
What are you saying? Then, now 7 years later, I'm 25, and I'm like, you're exactly that. What do I like? Do I like running? Like, I go running. I'm like, do I even like this?
Yeah.
Sometimes I work out. I'm like, do I even like working out? Yeah. Or is it just in my DNA now that I have to work out because that's all I did growing up?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a personal trainer. That I think I really like.
Well, you seem to like it. Like, so I'm happy for you.
At least I found a passion, and like I train on the field. So like I haven't really taken a step. Like, I'm always with soccer still, which maybe is good, maybe is bad, maybe I need a break. I don't know.
Yeah.
But just that part with identity is crazy, and I feel like even guys who didn't never play at a high level and they stop playing soccer, that like identity crisis is so prevalent.
And it's really funny because not everybody can like understand it, because not everybody's a high level athlete, right? But everybody, and I thought about this once, is everybody has already probably having their heart broken, had to move on.
Yeah.
So it's the exact same steps. Is you're like, okay, screw it, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm moving, like, I'm fine. You go out or whatever, you do your thing.
You're not fine.
And then at one point it hits you like a truck. You're like,
at random moments, you're just like
depressed. What am I doing? And then you go into like the whole sad phase. Then you have to like acceptance, bro. It's literally the steps of a breakup.
Yeah, it's just
instead of being like a girl or a guy or like a relationship, it's a relationship with like your whole life and your sport that you dedicate it to. And it's very, very, very complex. It's very, very mentally draining. I went through it. And when I was going through it, I talked with other people. They're going through it. Like, it's something very, very prevalent.
But people don't have these conversations help. And
100%.
it's like, we don't have these conversations because we're just like, nah.
Yeah, but we've had them before.
Yeah.
Like, this summer, we had them, we would see each other. I've had them with John. I've had them with other people that are in the same boat. And it's like, everybody's like, some people are like, yeah. And other people are shocked, like, oh, you too?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get that a lot. Like, oh, you too, you're going through it? You too, you felt that? All the things you talk about in your past episodes today, like, it's something that's like super real, super like everywhere. And like, no one really talks about it, but like, it really, really, really like drains you.
And the thing is, like, let's say I go see a therapist and I explain what I'm feeling to a therapist. Do I really believe that a therapist will understand what it's like to go through this? Like,
to an extent.
To an extent, yes, because they go through the schooling and they know the science behind it, I guess. But I think this is better. This is real therapy, because I'm talking to someone who you've had a whole different experience, athletic-wise, and your career and all this, but we're still feeling the same feelings.
Yeah.
You felt it, maybe you still feel it.
Yeah, it's less bad now. I have tools and I figured my life out a bit more, and but it's still like it happens, I still go through it. I'm like, okay, like I'm still discovering who I am. That's not a soccer player. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know who I am gonna be, but I know that like honestly, at one point I said I'm never playing soccer again. Yeah. I think we all go through that.
I think I've said that so many times.
I think John has told me too, like, I've never been playing soccer again. I've heard Jordy say it, like all these guys that we know.
It's like a toxic relationship.
I swear to God. And I've now come to realize I'm never going to not play soccer.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be like, playing the 7-a-side leagues, and playing for fun. And, I need to play at a decent level, maybe not the highest, but I want to play at a decent level that's still keeping competitive as long as my body can let me do, because that's where I'm like my happiest is when I'm competing, and having fun. So I've realized, and it took me time to realize that that's what I need.
Yeah, it is honest. Like the amount of times I said, I hate soccer. I'd be so mad. I hate soccer. I don't want to play anymore. Yeah. The next day, hey bro, you want to come play? Yeah, I'll come play. What? Like,
and it's like crazy. Therapy too. You touch the ball and you're like, okay,
you're like, I love it again.
Life makes sense. We're good.
You do a simple passing pattern. You play pig. You're like, yeah. I like soccer again. Yeah, it's so weird.
But you always liked like the whole like technical stuff, playing pig, playing two touch. Me, there's nothing that makes me. I've looked. Nothing makes me happier than a ball in the box
and finishing.
No, not even like yes, but it hits off 12 shins and it falls in my lap and I just tap it in and I scored. I did nothing. And I just put it in, and I see the whole other team.
Yeah, bro, you used to score 40 goals a game when you were younger.
I love goals like that, and it makes me so happy. Like goals where I have to work for a goal, I'm like, But the way it just falls in your lap and you just boop, that's the best thing in the world, the best feeling in the world, and I love that. Nothing's gonna ever come close to that.
That's the hockey in you, the Brendan Gallagher in you.
Yeah, something like that.
So going back on like passions and all that, now Jared Leheta, this new chapter into your life. Can you say that you have new passions, or when you're thinking, when you're driving, about what you like.
Yeah.
Have you found things, or maybe you think you found things that you like?
I definitely found a few things that, like, I'm not gonna say replace soccer, but bring me that same like fire in the stomach, you know. Restoration is something that's huge. I've always worked in like you know, souvlaki bar. It's like a restaurant that, like, you know, but it's not a high-end restaurant.
Yeah.
And recently, the last like 6-7 months now, I changed into like a higher-end restaurant where like the service is top-notch. You know, there's very detailed attention to detail and everything. So, and that is very adrenaline-based. Like for 5 hours, I'm locked in. Like there could be World War III outside. I don't care. I'm focused on like giving the best service possible. I take care of the pass as well. So like I'm always locked in on the food, making sure everything's okay. And 10 minutes before like service starts, I have that feeling in my stomach like, okay, like something big's coming. I gotta be locked in. I gotta be focused. So that brings me that aspect that soccer brought me. I'm also trying to like work on my career. I'm going into sales. I'm finishing school now. I have 2 more classes now. So my career in terms of like, I want to do sales. So I need to like start, you know, getting my first job and, you know, being like a sponge and making sure like I do all the right steps and to make sure that like my career 10 years from now is where I want it to be. So there's also like that aspect, and I'm listening to, you know, podcasts, and I'm, you know, reading a book. So there's all like other things that I never thought I would do, but I just realized like there's other things that interest me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I also did boxing for a bit. Like at one point when I said I'm never playing soccer again, I got out of shape. And for me, like being out of shape, I don't accept it to myself. Like that, I think the States and being an athlete taught me that. Like the minute I look at myself, I'm like, okay, I'm not happy. Or I'm like, I weigh myself and I'm a bit too heavy. I'm like, okay, we're changing right away. So I started doing boxing for a few months. That helped me with anxiety too. Like just hitting something is fun. I started running too. I don't like running. I hate it.
I don't like it either.
I profoundly hate running, but I do it because it's like you run in a certain zone, and that's when your fat burn is the highest, and like it's proven. So like I'm gonna run because it's proven and it's logical.
No, I hate running because every time I run, I think I have to run like
super fast,
as fast as I can.
Yeah, me too. And it's
like,
so bad for you.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But like when I ran the half marathon with my friend, we literally just, I hadn't seen him in a while. We just ran at like a pace where we could talk and spoke for 85% of the time, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't I run like this more often? Like, why do I have to run?
But there's definitely like this thing with Strava and people posting on social media. Like before, running was not that.
No.
And I think I was talking about this with someone recently. I don't remember who, but like the fact that people are like comparing themselves and their runs and their times, it's becoming like a sport when running is a pure individual, like a competitive sport. When running is supposed to be a pure individual, you versus you.
Yeah.
And it's completely changed, I think, since the pandemic, because everybody and their mother was running. I would run like, in my opinion, class run, like a 8K, you know, 425, 450, whatever it was. And I would post it because I have Strava, whatever.
Yeah.
And I start scrolling. This guy just ran a half marathon in like 3:24. I'm like, okay.
Bro, what is
like,
that? How do you run like that?
What's happening? Like, what is in your body that's not in mine that you're able to do that? And I'm not, you know, because I'm not obese. I'm not like out of shape. Why am I not able to do that?
Bro, there has to be something like in their DNA. There's some people for sure. Their ancestors were running from lions, and ours, like mine, was making tomato sauce and paninos, bro.
I don't know what my people was doing, but they were not running. They were not running.
Like they were making souvlakis and stuff.
Maybe
half were making like gyros, and some were making pyramids.
Pyramids. There you go. That's good.
So I'm glad that you found, like, at least you have something where you get that competitive edge. And I don't know, you probably never thought that working in a restaurant would give you that fire inside. And honestly, it's pretty cool. So you're a waiter, right? Or you do more than just that?
I'm the expo. So I take care of all the food coming out, and I ding 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 ding. I need hands, and then I make sure like all the food with allergies is okay, and I organize between. So if something happens in the room, I get shit in the ear, and I have to communicate to the kitchen. If shit happens in the kitchen, so technically, like in an expo job, like no one talks to the kitchen except for you. So I'm kind of like what happens between, but it's pure adrenaline, like pure adrenaline. Like when you're getting absolutely like torched by like everybody ordering at the same time, and you have like all your bills and everything, like you have to lock in like you're doing a math exam.
Is it something that you want to continue to do? I know you said you want to go into sales. I feel like that job is kind of preps you a little bit for being able to be like a middleman of some sort.
Yeah, I think everybody that wants to like do sales, or anybody in general, has to play sports growing up and work at least a month in restoration, just because it teaches you so much. I'm really a big believer of that. Restoration, just like soccer, has taught me a lot of like life lessons that are like random but like are important. But I definitely want to keep doing restoration as I start continue like my first job and everything. And I like it a lot. So I don't know where it's gonna bring me, what I'm gonna do, but we'll see. Yeah.
So you said after Concordia you took a little break away from soccer, but this summer we reunited, played on the same team in so like the semi-pro League One Quebec.
It's called now, yeah.
How did it feel getting back to, like, let's say that's the highest level in Quebec? That's not like, I guess it's the highest level in Quebec.
This was a very rock and roll summer in terms of like soccer, because I was out of shape. Go back December, so like almost a year now, I was out of shape. Like I had gained 20 pounds and I wasn't taking like being athletic seriously, and I was a bit like in the screw soccer, I don't want anything to do with it phase. And then I had a talk like with myself, and I said, you don't have a kid, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have any responsibility. Like if you're gonna play at the highest level, you have like maybe 1 or 2 summers left before life catches up, so like do it. So from like December to like March, I got back in shape. I was doing like private sessions, boxing like I mentioned, and I was like doing futsal. Like every night of the week I was doing sports. And I lost the 20 pounds, I got back in shape. Started preseason, and then I had I don't know how it's called in English.
Hernia?
No, it's not Hurley. It's like what Yamin Lamal has right now, like the
pubic symphysis.
Pubic symphysis, that's the word. I have it in French, pubalgie, but pubic symphysitis. There you go. And that kind of like just screws up all your adductors, and like it's
bad.
It's terrible. It sucks. And you don't know if it's gonna last 2 months or it's gonna last 10 months.
Yeah. Or 10 years, bro.
And I felt like preseason was going well, and I was like going back to Jared to 2022, if you want to call it like that. And so I had to take 3 months off, which means I missed half the season. But like, I wanted to like still get in shape, still be in shape. Like I didn't do all that for nothing. So I would go to practice. I would do my physio exercises. I would run. The minute I could run, I started running. I would bike every day, and I stayed in shape. And then I got back to playing, and I was about to ramp up, and I was playing. I was going to start, and then all of a sudden, the first game I start, I score, or the game before, and then all of a sudden, boom, I have a fractured foot, and then season's done. So I'm proud of myself because I got back in shape and I got to that level that I wanted to, like just on a personal standpoint of like my health. But in terms of soccer, like I didn't taste the soccer like I wanted to at the highest level. Like I did a little bit, but yeah. So am I gonna go back to that, or is that my body telling me like, okay, Jared, like play 7-a-side with your boys for fun at a high level, like at a good division or at a total campo, whatever you want to call it, the leagues, or do I still have it in me to play? Still a conversation I have to have with myself. I don't know. Yeah,
same with me. I think I would want to play. Right now, I don't want to play, but we'll see. Like, I don't know. It's so hard to know, like to just know. Like, I don't even have the words like on how I feel.
But I think you're in the same position as me, where like you're trying new things. So your life in 6 months, you don't have any certainty of what it's gonna look like, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know like what my life's gonna look like in 6 months. What I'm gonna find. Am I gonna, move to Spain or to Australia or whatever? Like you have no idea what life holds you when there's an uncertainty, and you're not like in a program for 4 months at UVM. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where we've been in for school for a while. So there's that uncertainty. I think that it's very, very scary, but also like you can't commit to like, okay, I'm gonna do this in my life because you have uncertainty.
Yeah. And I think that's like maybe the biggest thing that I miss is knowing, kind of like having that stability of knowing, okay, I have my classes, I have my team that I have to take care of, I'm the captain, I have meetings this, then, games that. Now it's like, especially with what I do, being a trainer, like it's a lot of like, who am I booking here? When am I working? What day should I take off? Like I want to work as much as I can. But I don't want to do too much and then hate it. Like, So it's a lot of instability. But I think honestly that I've been doing a good job of just keeping myself busy, which is the big thing. Because when I'm not busy, that's when I spiral. I'm like, God damn, like, why did I do this? Why did I move there?
Yeah.
What if this didn't happen? Maybe I'd be pro. Look at this guy. Like, I was better than him when I was playing with him, and he's here, I'm there.
Yeah, your brain
And you're
just
like,
keeps going.
wow. And I got to keep myself busy. That's why I've been trying to do like a lot of things, and like I can't stress it enough. Like these conversations that I have with people are like crazy beneficial towards me, and I really hope that they do help people that are listening.
I'm telling you right away, like they do, they 100% do, and people I think are gonna hopefully. I know you don't care. You've been very clear that you don't care if people watch and listen or whatever. It's for you, but I hope really that people like listen and realize, okay, like I'm not alone. Like this is really a phenomenon that happens to like a lot of people. But I wanted to ask you something. It was when we were roommates, I always noticed that you journaled.
Yeah.
Where does that, because I saw you do that, and when I started going through it, I started journaling, and I don't think we ever talked about what you journal and how you journal and like how you started getting into that. And I wanted to know, because like journaling kind of helped me a bit too, just like writing down my goals or whatever. Like, how did you get into that? And like just talk to me about that. Like, I was curious. I would never have that conversation with you. I was like, this would be a good time to talk about it.
Well, for one, I haven't journaled in a while, and I think even like my whole life, everything I did was, how do I put myself in a better position to be pro? And even journaling, I was like, I'm gonna journal because I want to be pro, and I haven't done that in a while, and I should, because there's so many more benefits than just, I have other goals now than being pro, and I should journal. And I think the journaling came from, I believe in a lot in manifestation, and I do believe it a lot, but I've kind of swayed away from it now, just like because things haven't worked out the way I wanted to. So maybe in my mind I'm like, damn, like is it that? But I think like in the end, everything works out for a reason.
Yeah.
But so I'll take it back to when I was first got into the Montreal Impact Academy. It was my second time trying out, and I first learned about like manifestation and all that. So
did you guys have a sports therapist at the academy that like would teach you this stuff?
No, but this is before I got into the academy.
Oh, before.
When I was doing the tryout, like 2 weeks, the 2-week process, like every day, I'd be coming back home from school on the bus, and I would just sit, and I would just imagine myself going to practice with Impact gear. I would picture myself like with the guys, because I was in class with some guys that were in the Impact Academy. I would picture like going on the bus with them with the gear, and I would really feel myself be an academy player. And then I get to the last point of the tryouts. The year before, this is where I got cut. I didn't make it, and I don't have the best tryout. But so then I get the results, like they tell you if you're in or not. They tell me, look, we don't know if we want you in, because it has to be like unanimous that every coach thinks that you're good enough.
Yeah.
And it wasn't unanimous. And we don't typically do this, but we want you to come back and like actually train with the team and see if you'd be good enough.
The other coach decides, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, like, damn, like I really wish I made it, but at least like they didn't come, you know?
Yeah.
So I continued to do this, like really simple, just thinking about it. Just thinking about and putting myself and feeling myself being an academy player. So then I do the little trial with them, and then I get in. And I was like, wow, like it works. Like I don't know if it actually works, but it worked.
Yeah.
Like the only time that I did it, it worked. So then I got really big into manifestation and doing things like that. But like, I wish I would do it more often. Like every time that I would like really focus in on it, it was because I wanted to get something, and not like I should have been doing it the whole time.
But when you journal, you're manifestation by hand?
Yeah, so then I would manifest by thinking, and I'm like, hey, let me manifest and write stuff down. Let me write my goals. Let me write myself feeling how I feel when I would accomplish those goals. So I would write down like, oh, like today I had practice, I had a good training with the first team of the Montreal Impact Academy, or when I was at Vermont, I was like, I'm so happy that I finally got drafted. I'm so happy that we've won the national championship.
Putting yourself in the position of
Yeah.
when that will happen. Okay,
I would
gotcha.
write it as if, I would write stuff down as if it happened to me already.
Okay.
Because I believe that if I really felt that I was in it,
Yeah.
then I was attracting it to
Yeah.
my life. So that's what I would journal. I would journal that. I would write down what I'm grateful. I would also like obviously write down my goals before every season, before every year. And now that you bring it up, like I want to do it again.
Yeah.
But
I remember-
what's your relationship with?
I
like with
just saw
journaling?
you doing it, and then at one point, like when I was going through it, I was like, you know what, like, I think I'm gonna, because it's obviously like when you look up like how to get through shit, journaling comes up. You know, there's therapy, there's journaling, there's I don't know, drinking, all the things you want to do to move on from stuff. So I tried it. I would write down like my short-term goals, long-term goals. I would make myself like a plan write down a plan of where I want to be and all that stuff. And like, I don't know if I liked it or not. Like till today, I don't know if like I like it, but I just think it's a tool that like people are not aware of, and I wasn't aware of it. And the only reason why I'm aware of it is because my roommate did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's even me. I don't know if it really helps, but I think it's a tool that people should try because it does help to write down, to have your goals on a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
And just writing stuff like you already have it, I feel like whether you believe manifestation or not, or the power of attraction, like
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt to just write it down and,
No, you're
and
not
see if
hurting anybody.
it's going to come to you.
100%.
It could be phony or not, but it doesn't hurt.
Are there any other techniques that you use, like, because you're kind of going through it, right? Hence everything going on in this podcast. What techniques have you used besides like finding a job that you like? Like, is there anything else that you're doing?
I wish I could say there was other things I was doing. I'm really right now just like all the things that I did to become a pro. I'm like, I don't want to do them anymore. Like I just journaling, like manifesting, even like stretching before bed that I used to do like every night. I was like,
You don't stretch anymore.
I do stretch, but
Okay,
not
there's
religiously.
No way Daniel is not stretching before bed.
I do, not every day. Like I'll stretch here and there, but like when I don't do the 15-minute yoga video that I would do every night before bed.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that
Why?
end goal isn't there, and
Yeah.
it's not
okay,
good.
so let me tell you this: your body is your body. It's not your body like to play soccer. Your body has to last you till you're 100 years old plus, right?
Yeah.
So why not do it?
Why not? Yeah, that's the big question. Because that added motivation to that extra stuff isn't there for me. Like I still train every day.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Today I train twice a day. Why? No reason.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do. I'm like, I'm gonna go train in the morning. I'm gonna get a haircut, and I'm gonna go train again.
But you know it's scientifically proven that if you train, your mood is better, you sleep better.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I feel
So
better.
you do it because of that? Or you don't see that far?
I don't know why I train, bro. It's just I have to. If I do not
Yeah,
train,
but I'm telling you, that's what it is. If you feel like you have to, it's because your mood and your hormones and
Yeah.
your sleep and your routine, you're just not putting words to it. And that's clearly what it is, in my opinion. It's just like your person needs to exhibit like a training session so that your hormones function properly and you can be Daniel and happy and, not be like, feel like you're in a dark room all the time.
But those extra things like the journaling and the stretching, I don't feel that extra need to do them anymore because that little bit of extra motivation with that end goal isn't there. But I should do it because I have other goals. Like I want to become a top trainer in Montreal, for example. That should be a goal that I should write down.
Write it down, yeah. You should.
I have other ambitions. I want to, let's say, make this podcast get to 20 episodes or something. Like these are things that I should write down. And I think I just have to come to terms eventually that the thing I strive for my whole life is probably not going to happen.
But I think you'll realize it, and we'll all realize it. I just think I'm a bit further on in the process than you, in terms of like, because me, it's been like 2 years, and you, it's very recent. So I think I've realized now that it's not a waste. I just hope you don't feel like it was a waste because you didn't make it to like where you thought you were going to go. It's 100% not a waste. And for a moment, I was like, why did I just spend all this time in the States playing soccer for me like to end up at Concordia and like not have a job for the last 4 years, have no savings. Like I thought like that, but then like all the things that you subconsciously like learn as an athlete, as a student athlete,
as a person too,
organizational skills, relationship skills, like how to take care of conflict, how to be like in a team, like all these things
how
that
to pay bills,
how to pay bills, like you know, like all these things that we learned, that we're so much more equipped to be like a proper human being today. That when I started understanding that is when like things started making like more sense to me. Like okay, I didn't waste my time, and I don't think maybe you're there yet. I hope you do, because that's what really helped me, is understanding like when it's not like useless, and I could pinpoint little things like in my life, like oh, like I just had a fight with like my sister, and the way I communicated with her, outstanding. Because when my teammate got into a fight in practice, I communicated and I translate to, you know what I mean? Like stupid shit like that, where you see like you learned in these last few years, like taught you a whole bunch of stuff, and you're a better human today, or because of everything you didn't go pro, but you have all this like baggage, this stuff that you bring with you, memories and experiences that like that is never going to be taken away from you. So I think that's also very important as well.
I think I fluctuate a lot between like what you said, like understanding that it wasn't for nothing, and then also like kind of like my ego being like, you did all that and you didn't make it, and like I think I was good enough to make it, and I was like, damn, I really never just got an opportunity to prove myself. And there's days where I'm like really hard-headed, and I'm like, damn, like what, like all that for nothing. And then there's other days where I'm like, I got to live in San Diego, I got to have my own apartment where I know how to set up Wi-Fi, I know how to get a lease, I know how to cook. I lived in Spain. I lived in downtown San Diego. It was amazing.
Class.
Like I saw things and I met people and I made connections that I would otherwise never make.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, like she talks about how she wants to experience living on her own, and I'm like, did that.
Yeah, I have the exact same thing.
I did that.
I have no reason to move. Like I'm just turned 26 and I live at my dad's, and like all my friends that like didn't do sports or didn't live alone because of sports are like 22. They're like, okay, I need to get out of the house. I need to move out. Like I need to live alone. I'm like, okay, but I did that.
Know how to do that.
Now I just want to save money. Like relax. You know, like we have that same reality. But someone that didn't live that, like they're like, why are you still at your parents' house? You know, there's people like that. But it's because we did it.
Yeah.
And like we have the skills, we did it, and I'm really glad I did it. And I think you should also be glad, and you should try and focus more on the days where you're grateful, because when it's good, and when it's bad, it's bad. But try and hold on, I think, to the good as much as you can.
I think I need to get to a point where I'm okay with my identity being Daniel, the trainer. No, just Daniel, the person.
Daniel, you're Daniel.
I'm just Daniel.
You can change jobs tomorrow. You're still right. Daniel. You can move to Bangladesh if you want.
I'm still Daniel.
You're still Daniel. You know what I mean? And Daniel is.
So you got to the point now where you're no.
No. I think I'm towards there. I think I understand it. Like I'm able to verbalize it to you and understand like where I need to go and what I have to do. But I don't think I'm at that point where like I'm not Jared the soccer player anymore, and I'm still a bit lost, 100%.
Yeah.
But I've definitely done like a good path of like understanding and reflecting and conversation with myself that I think you will do as well. I'm not worried for you, and you have a great support system. I know your friends. You know me, I'm always here for you, and you call me, there's no problem. Or your dad or your brother or Sam, who's amazing as well. Like all these people that you're well-rounded, you're good, but don't be Dan the trainer or Dan the guy that used to play at Vermont or San Diego.
Yeah.
Bro, you're Dan. And Dan is always going to be Dan. People are going to love Dan,
But you're right. But in my head, it's bad because sometimes I'm like, I'm Daniel, the former UVM captain, who didn't win the national championship.
But that's terrible.
I'm Daniel, the Vermont Green captain, who didn't win the national championship.
Okay.
Those are the things that.
But you're not that to other people. So why would you be that to yourself?
I know, that's the worst thing. Nobody cares.
To me, you're Dan, the amazing roommate that turned into a brother. Example.
But in my head, I think other people are like, this guy is the guy who played 4 years at Vermont and didn't win the national championship.
No, see that's where you need to have those conversations with yourself and tell yourself like, I'm so much more than that one incident or that one. I'm not even gonna call it a failure, bro. It's not a failure. You made choices. You went different ways. I made choices. I made different ways. It's your life decisions don't define you. You're Dan. I'm Jared, and we are our own separate people. And whatever function we put, we bring our own touch of personality into those functions. But we can't define ourselves by. And I'm saying it as if it's super easy.
Yeah,
it's the easiest thing. Trust me, it's the toughest thing. It's like you versus you nonstop in your brain. And it's very, very difficult. But just the fact that I can express it and I can explain it, I've come a long way. And I think and I know basically you're also going to do that as well.
Is there any tips just to end off that you could give me?
Well, the main thing is your support group. And you have that. I know you. I know your support group. It's great. And then the other thing is like, be around people that want to see you be you, like, you know, don't change to make other people happy, you know, like if you want to be this and it's going to piss someone off, be this, you know what I mean? Like worry about you. Like you didn't worry about you for so many years. I'm saying you, but it could be any athlete watching. Worry about you because you put yourself to the side for so many years for your sport that now you have to like not be selfish, but just like put yourself first in your decisions and set up your future properly, and like don't feel ashamed that like you're putting yourself first, because that's okay and you didn't do it for so many years, so you're allowed to do it now.
Yeah, I agree. I think like just pointing at that, just the fact like let's say I want to plan a vacation or something.
Yeah.
Like just that is like I'm gonna plan a vacation, like can I train on this? Like I still have it in my head. Can I train on this vacation?
You look at the gym and the facilities.
Yeah, like what? What is like? It's crazy that it's that we're like that, or I'm like that. I'm sure other athletes are like that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Like there's other people that wanted to go pro. There's other people that wanted to play at the highest level like me. Like they're everywhere. And once you realize they're everywhere, it helps too, because you're like, okay. And you're having these conversations, which is what's gonna help you, because you're realizing they're everywhere as well. I hope now you're inviting like people you know, right?
Yeah.
But at one point, Dan, I'm telling you, someone's gonna reach out and be like, I have no idea who you are.
I've had people reach out.
There you go. That's exactly what this is made for. And I suggest you talk to those people, because you're gonna have no idea going into a conversation where today you probably had like a bit of a glimpse of what you're gonna ask me, what we're gonna chat about, because we lived the same life for a few years and we were brothers.
Yeah.
But someone that comes from like a whole different background, you have no idea who they're coming from, and you can see that somehow their path is coming back to the same issue you have in your brain. It's something special, you know?
I agree, and this conversation, longest one I've had on a podcast. I think the setting set the mood a little bit.
This is amazing. Like, I'm happy I'm the first one that got all this.
Yeah. So I just I think this conversation put a lot of things into perspective for me.
Yeah.
And knowing how far you've come and you still have a lot to do to figure everything out. This conversation has already helped me, and I'm gonna really reflect on what you said, because from the time that we lived together and all the things and the talks that we've had then, I've taken everything that you told me. I know you're a straight shooter and you're very transparent, and everything you tell me I take to heart. You're just how we live together. It's always like you're always like a big brother to me. And even though we're basically the same age, you're just 1 year older than me.
Yeah.
What you tell me, I really take to heart. And
no, it's really my pleasure to help you in any way, help anybody watching. Again, we don't care who's watching; it's for you, and the reason I'm here is for you. But don't be so hard on yourself. Understand it's a process. Understand that it's going to be good days, bad days. But at the end of the day, like I said, I can't put enough energy on like. Daniel is amazing just by being Daniel. You don't have to define yourself by other things you did or didn't do. And people love you, and that's what's important, you know?
And Jared is amazing when being Jared. Thank you for being on, bro.
Thank you, brother.
And we have to chill more often.
We do, but you live in Laval.
And you live on Neptune.
On Neptune in the South Shore?
Yes.
12 minutes from downtown Montreal, and then we always argue about that, but that's...
It's hard. Too far. Anyways, thank you for coming on. And
I hope you enjoyed your latte.
I loved it. Thank you, bro.